Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies, just one last little minute tweak there on the stream. I am back, and I'm not alone. I am not alone. I have had a partner in crime throughout the day. It is Matchroom who's joining me. It is the Intel Extreme Masters qualifiers, and we're into round 4 of the finals for North America here. Just 2 rounds to go. That's all that's left today, Matchroom, and it'll all be over. But we will find the top 4 teams going to Oakland.
This is where everything is starting to get really tense for the players. The teams that haven't been performing or been middle of the pack, they really need to make some form of statement right now. They have to make sure to get a win, maybe get a lot of kills, preferably both. That's what everybody is looking for right now. We are actually seeing a lot of repeat performances coming up from Ghost Gaming. Profi, McCoy, Define Legit, and AK. So they've been doing a really good job there, as well as Ronin Esports. These are some guys to keep an eye on. Not a Developer, Duck, Minifridge Jr., and Kraken. But one of the fan favorites to be watching right now is Cornshuckers, who is securing 3rd place with Envy, Zampa, Paradox, and Elusive.
Solid plays from all these guys. Points-wise, we have the updates, don't we? So, at the moment, Ronin Esports are sitting at the top. Remember, they won game number 1, round number 1. Just got 2nd place in that last round as well. Ghost Gaming, obviously, they've been doing very well. Got 2 games under the belt, 2 chicken dinners. They are looking solid, but points-wise, it's not as clear-cut as you'd think. 560 points for Ronin, 480 points for Ghost, but White Tempt Fate up there at 415 in 3rd place. And then it's really all very close, isn't it? Hoist the Colors did very well in the qualifiers in the semi-finals, or round 2, whichever you prefer to call it. 4th place. MLGB in 5th place at the moment. And that means Cornshuckers, who've been getting a lot of kills, only down in 7th place at the moment. And really looking for some other favorites down there. Nova, they're a little far down in 11th at the moment. The Fuzzy Pink Pandas, who did very well in qualifying, 215. Only 2 kills between them in 3 rounds. That's not good. Gale Force Esports, 15th. And now looking at the drops, this isn't going to be pretty, because this is a tight drop going across here, Matchroom.
All going to be about how these guys are going to choose to drop off. We've been seeing some very, very unfriendly airplane drops coming through here, where a lot of the area is taken up with water initially, so we're just going to have to do an early push out. You can see Zampa, Elusive, Cornshuckers, they're going down to Milta Power. That seems to be their preferred home. They've been dropping there repeatedly, so now we're going to come back over here next to Primorsk. We actually do see, it's going to be 1 squad and 1 person dropping over here. So Ferg, I don't know if it's just trying to sneak in and hang out with the rest of these guys, but he's just going to run right up next to the building that they're going to be at. Like, hey guys, I'm just going to go ahead and grab this pistol. Surely these guys had to see him. Or do they just... Are the mind games paying off? No, you can see that Fate's just hard running over the spot. Everybody's grabbing a gun. They're like, no, Ferg, you don't get to participate inside this.
He's got a pistol. He's got a pistol. Are they going to chase him up the stairs? Oh, run, Ferg, run.
Everybody is chasing him up the stairs right now. You can see right back behind him. Here come the bullets. Going back and forth. Ferg is trying to get the down, but having to go for the reload and can't make it out the window.
Trying to go for the windows. Let me out! No! That is Fast Blood. And yes, you are reading correctly, 78 alive. That means someone didn't get in. How, in a final for an Oakland qualifier, do you not make it in on time? You're given a pretty decent deadline. It's a fair amount of time as well to get in there. Gotta assume something bad went wrong with either his computer, his internet, his power, I don't know. But it can't be human error, I hope.
Oh no, everybody is talking about this. Everybody really, really wants to secure that spot. And so nobody wants to leave anybody up. Wait, I'm going to stop mid-sentence. Look at this circle. We've been talking about it beforehand. These circles in comparison to airplane drops have been extremely cruel to these players. And we're getting another one coming in now. So almost everybody is not inside the circle right now. You can see everybody's kind of sneaking up on the edge of it. But we are going to be headed back up towards Georgia Pool. Looks like we're going to potentially be seeing a little bit more northern Rajok area. So excited to see how that comes out. We've got one of these Pachinki standoffs that's going on right now. As you can see, that Dragoon is playing one side of it. This is almost the standard drop. One's group kind of drops up to the north side of it. One group kind of drops off to the south side. Push along the side. The group that plays off to the eastern side really doesn't get a chance to get that much loot, but they can potentially make it across that southern area and get over to where the car is at, so they at least have some type of escape vector. Here we go, doing this nice flyby and seeing where everybody is dropped right now, and you can see we're flying over where Cornshuckers is, living that Milta life.
Hey, and Milta life once again, same path, same rounds. This is amazing, like Raisins here, Dragoon, Messiah, Slaughtered, and Raucous. Trying to see who they're up against. It's JB's team, so Not totally up on all of the names of these squads, like yourself, but it is Gravity Gaming, I believe.
I believe that is the one we're looking at right now. Gravity Gaming consists of JB, Waldo, Vingenius, and Noradron.
So 12th place, and I think down in 16th at the moment, maybe 17th place. Yeah, so both of these teams, they can do a kills. They need to get themselves up on the board. We're into round 4, remember. This is time where, well, players could really make a name for themselves and someone having a good game. 17 was forced to the side. It was Minty Fresh there from Ronin, actually.
He's wanting a little bit of vengeance. He's chasing this through. All he has is the UMP and a helmet, but he has a dream to go with it, and he's like, Minty Fresh, I want you to get away from me. Oh, Waka cut off in the distance. You can see that for a reward, at least going to get a buggy of his own, so that's going to put all of White Team's fate fairly mobile at this point and allow them to get a lot of beer and already be inside the circle.
And that's actually a tight fight between them. White Temp Fate are in 3rd place right now, and Hoist the Colours in 4th, where Minty Fresh is with. So that is actually a pretty crunch battle between those two. They could do with taking each other out to try and secure that place at there. Of course, this is Pachinki. These two squads, as you said, they're generally going to sit it out. Messiah, he's got himself the little roof camp, so we'll see whether he's able to take any shots or get vision. It's one of those awkward moments, right? The roof camp, especially in Pachinki, it does give you good vision and you need it across Pachinki, but it also exposes you massively.
Well, it's one of those strategies that pays off really, really well inside of matchmaking. And specifically if you have teams that are providing any level of cover for it. Because a lot of times people don't look up, but once you get to this level of play, there's a lot of risk with kind of Batmaning around from rooftop to rooftop trying to figure out where everybody's at. But with this, you can see Waldo, the rest of the team, they're just going to back out. They're like, no, we really don't want to be a part about this. So you guys can have Pachinki, get the rest of the loot. But they did manage to secure quite a bit for themselves. I think that they are just going to continue pushing out to the west based off of the angles that they're trying to push out.
White and Fate, Minty Fresh is taking shots. That's way back up in North Georgia Pole once again. I saw bullets going off there as we pan over Milton Power. You can see at the side there. Here he is, 17, who's still chasing Minty Fresh. Oh, he's not giving up. He's got him, surely. There's no way you're going to know this. Minty Fresh, I don't think he has a gun. He has a gun.
He doesn't have nothing.
Nothing. Just one more shot would have done it. Minty Fresh is still alive. Run, Minty, run!
Ammo. Is he entirely out of ammo, or does he have the ability to reload? Let's see whenever he comes up.
Oh, look at it. He's got no ammo. He's just watching him.
This is the duel
right
now.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Ashek finishes the job. He's just like, I'm still tracking him. Ashek gets the kill. 17 really wanted that, didn't he?
He was really, really passionate about that. But with that, Minty Fresh does go down. We've seen Minty Fresh be a star performer for his team so far. So that's a really early casualty that can pay off dividends for them. Now we're coming back over here next to Yaznaya. See 100 rounds and Zentrix. They're making their push back out. It's like Yavichi are set up in a spot. And look at Pride. Is this actually coming back over? No, it's actually going to be Soldier that's coming over. He's going to get himself an AWM, extended quick draw mag, and a med kit.
Did he leave it there?
Sometimes whenever you open it up.
Oh, no, it was showing the inventory. Okay, right. I was going to say, it wasn't dropping the inventory down. I was thinking, just like, look at the AWM. It's like, nah, not today, thanks. But I've got better. It's my M16. Yeah.
I don't need it. So here we go. We're back over here next to Georgia Pool. Twist finding himself in kind of a bad spot again. As you can see that Illegit is pushing up around them, still getting a little bit of loot. Twist and Fred G are in the spot, but I don't see any more of their teammates around them. Potentially maybe doing a split strategy. I think off in the distance we might be able to see one of them, but not a lot of aggression coming out as Ninjo is also posted up. This can lead to a very stale positioning point right now, as all of these teams are kind of keeping an eye on each other, not really getting a chance to loot. And Define Legit's just driving through. He's taking a lot of damage, trying to push around behind those buildings. I think he might have been able to make it, and yes, he does.
So, are we going to get a bridge camp here? Ghost are on the island at the moment, and looking like they may go over that bridge. And there is, I can see Tumai is set up there just outside that bridge. I don't know whether they're actually having a bridge camp or whether they just happen to be looting the buildings in that area. Looking north, you can see up here there is a bunch of people. It's Ninjos, Illegit in their Vamgaze with Fred G and Twist. So, while it looks like they're close together, they're not really. They're probably not even remotely trying to contest one another. They're just continuing their looting fashion. Just happen to both be in Georgia South.
This happens fairly regularly, that squads will kind of end up near each other. they might have an idea that they're around each other, but really trying to secure loot and get something off of it. And what is going on here as not a developer just gets taken down by Zentrix, 100 rounds finishes that off. You can see that the buggy was kind of caught up in the other buggy.
I have not seen that I don't think I've seen that. I mean, you can legit crash into each other, but you know, you got the buggy wheels entangled. You've got no choice but to stop. It's like, I am making you stop. There's two of us. There's one of you. We're gonna get you.
Well, one of two things happens whenever you do that. Whenever you with the way that the wheels are set up, you can kind of position them in between each other. You can slam on the brakes, force them to spin, or sometimes we just get some crazy physics that kicks in and everybody flies to the moon.
So, like, realistic. It's not crazy physics. Realistically, if two tires meet like that, you will launch. That will launch you. You see it in Formula One, IndyCar all the time, and it's like that is the deadly, deadly crash that flips cars over and launches them in the air, and you see horrific accidents where people sometimes will walk away from it. But yeah, that's a legit physics. Impressive if it works out well. But we have a lot of rotations going on here. I can see Elusive moving in there, so it does look like Corn Shuckers are making a move. Define Legit, so that's Ghost. Define Legit a long way from his team. I'm sure the rest of his team are way down in Sosnovka. So he's off on his own at the moment. These guys, they're still chilling. Twist is kind of between them at the moment. Ninja in those apartments. He's just working his way through. Takes forever to loot those damn apartments.
Well, we haven't seen Twist really move too much. I think that he's kind of aware that he has a lot of people around him. I'm back over here with Zampa, who looks like he could be running back over next to Vamped. I really like it whenever you see quality driving coming through. He's aware of where all the buildings are, making sure to use every bit of terrain, making sure he doesn't take any extra damage unless he just absolutely has to. So, nice set of driving coming out through here, and just going to run right up and say, hey, this is going to be our building. And this is a very strong building, potentially. All depends on how these next couple of circles go. We also need to talk about the importance of, we have that river running straight through the middle of this circle again. So squad decisions become very, very important. Do you go to the north side of the river or do you go to the south side? These decisions can stack up very quickly.
Yeah, I just want to avoid it right now. I just don't want to talk about it. I just, obviously after we had that finish in the European finals in the George Ball River, pretty much, they kind of decided it there. And that was actually No Loot Gaming. They had themselves tucked up and almost troll-like underneath there. That worked out very well for them. So here you go. The circle obviously forcing the migration north. A lot of people remember the plane cuts across. It cuts across the south edge of the island in total. So everyone here has had to make this migration in one way or another. We're seeing a couple of compounds being collected. 100 rounds is in there. This is where we saw Against All Authority camping out fairly successfully earlier on and got themselves, I think, third place finish in that game. So in a good position. Nova could do with a decent finish here. They've been fairly consistent throughout the day, just not able to get themselves secured in that top three or get themselves a chunk of kills. Looknab, generally the scout for Nova, so he's figuring out where everyone is.
But he had to abandon his vehicle. That's going to put him in a really bad situation. Come over here with Profi, just checking in every once in a while, seeing him driving around, see what's happening. And again, Twist still hasn't moved yet, but you can see Freddie G still in a position. Soldier Alex, remember,
where did he get that rifle?
A nice weapon. Oh, remember, he was the guy that managed to get out of the crate earlier. So he's managing to provide a nice set of cover coming out from anybody that tries to push forward onto the squad. But 3 minutes, 15 seconds before the circle really has to start kicking in. Alex is trying to get to the high ground spot and look at anything that's going on around him. He's got himself a powerful scope and a powerful gun. So it's going to be a real nice surprise for anybody that chooses to drop down from those apartments.
Well, Nova just got themselves 2 knocks there. That's Butcher building X formulas. And Soldier trying to pop off the shots there. Is that Vamp Gazy hit?
Yeah, that is Vamp Gazy hit. Instantaneously had to retreat back. So much damage coming out off of that until Vamp Gaze is like, okay, med up. Now we know the fact that we shouldn't push along that way. But Serendipity is actually posted up next to him and coming over here with Corn Shuckers, making sure that nobody comes out and around him. You can see Undercover Pie and Riem forced into playing this lower part of Everest.
That was Gale Force. One member of Gale Force they just took down and forced them away. So Corn Shuckers giving Gale Force something to think about. Swish getting another shot. That's Reno going down. Reno on one of the teams. I want to think of which one, but Nerf Me Please finishing off the job on Butcher Bill. So battles going on, and this is what happens. People are starting to rotate, starting to try and get their positions, and you have to drive past. Vamp Gaze getting pushed up by Twist, and he will get finished off as well. So, suppressed M14 doing work.
It's kind of not fair at this point. Whenever you have somebody that's already got a crate, providing cover fire.
M16.
Everybody's kind of gotten stuck in this really long looting phase, so everybody's kind of undergeared. Like, look, this is a level 1 helmet going up against a great sniper rifle. See, Ninjo's just trying to run. He's like, no, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Run as fast as he can. Barely. Oh, he almost made it around that corner, but he does get taken down.
Yeah, Freddie G finished him off there. M16. I remember M14. I guess you could say Mini 14. That's probably where I pulled it from randomly. I was like, M14 is like, is that a rifle yet? I don't think it is. M4 or M16. Pick your poison. That's what I meant.
M14.
And, yeah, that's true. You do. That's very true. I'm sure somewhere out there there's a variation of it. But anyway, that aside, Illegit's the last man standing of this squad. He did get knocked early on, but he's just going to get out of there, I think.
Yeah, he's just trying to find some form of path to get away from this fight. You can see that he's trying to sneak out the back. Just going to hightail it down, push down to the south, maybe move back over towards hospital. Still 68 people alive. The circle looks like it's still pretty centered up. Looks like we might be leaning towards that Everest game. So all these guys over here in Georgia Pool, now they just get a loot to their heart's content. Now, I don't know if they managed to see how Illegit actually pulled back off of this, so they might assume there could be a player around them still, as Twist is still in the same spot that he's been for quite a while.
Still very open this. I'm just once again browsing through the points. 560 points top, 482nd place, and well, if you scroll down, I mean, 100 points difference, that puts you down into 8th already. So still lots to play for. 200 points, remember, the finish. You only need to get 10 kills. That's a 100-point differential right there. I say you only need to get 10 kills. Obviously, it's not so easy in a top pro-level game. But at the end of the day, some of these guys are totally capable of it, especially when we have the crazy circles, the 3rd, 4th circle, when you tend to get a lot of people coming in.
Well, especially with an Everest circle, because if you end up with a good sniper rifle, a good scope, you can survey the entirety of the circle at some points in this.
These are close.
It's really going to be interesting how this comes through. MLGB, it's like they're going to come over here and get a control over the high grounds inside of Ruins, but Nova is just right next to them.
Yeah, just Tunican's in a perfect position with that Mini 14. The rest of his team are going to be joining him.
And there was actually another. Tyler G is actually posted up inside of the Ruins as well.
Don't do it. You're going to drive straight past the squad. This is not going to work out for him. He's the solo man trying to get out alive. I think Pride and Co. are just going to light him up. And there it is. It's Lush that gets the kill.
And there's the danger with it. So you can see the car was still rolling by. It comes over here. This doesn't even need to stop. So if anything, that might actually grant them a vehicle, because I don't think that I see any vehicles for this squad as of yet. So managed to get a little bit of loot out of it, and yeah, well, actually,
it's way down the road. Look at it.
That dossier has just gone.
That's off to Gatka. This is I'm off, guys. Right, so let's have a look around. Any positioning we want to take a peek on? Cornshuckers took a move early on, and they've got themselves still pretty central on this. Obviously, the next circle coming in, it's kept basically everyone really in position. So we're going to have a little stalemate here while this blue comes in.
You can see that to my Pride, Lush, K, they have a very strong building here. A lot of good sight lines. And they are close enough to Everest if they do need to reposition. They have a lot of good exit strategies as well. So I think right now they're just trying to post up and see if anybody comes around them. But there's just nobody really to be seen. They've got Fred G that's up towards the top. But nobody's really going to be coming into this area. More often than not, if anybody's going to be pushing in, they'll be coming more towards the Gatka area. Probably pushing in from the south. Almost the entirety. Well, every other team is essentially to their east.
So, who is going to come out on top? That is the ultimate question. And more importantly, where's the next circle going to go? You can see Ruins. That's a really nice shot of Ruins.
I'm kind of curious how Tyler G ended up in this spot where he's all by his lonesome, just kind of hanging out inside of Ruins. A lot of squads posted up around him.
Is it Sanatic behind him? Is that his teammates? I'm not too sure. It's hard to tell sometimes with PUBG with various colors of brown. But here we go. Circle coming in. And oh no, not the river.
Oh, it's exactly what you wanted. We get another river game.
That's almost identical to the European finals.
We got it a little bit more east, so at least this time we're getting some Ruins inside of this. Ruins is a really fun place, potentially if we end up with a final circle there, just due to all the interesting angles that people can take around it. But you can see that that river is going to be a big part of this next section. And look, everybody sees it, they're like, oh god, it's a river circle. Let's try to figure out where we can go. But there's so much territory that has already been claimed, and specifically the bridges already have people posted up around them. So all these guys that are maneuvering into the circle, they're going to have a lot of bullets coming their way.
And this is where Well, spectators earn their money, it's safe to say. I don't know if that's a case, really, when they're all in on Sunday, but either way, this is where it becomes impossible to spectate. Look how much movement is on the map. Do you go north? Do you go south? A lot of people heading in towards ruins and thinking, oh yeah, it's great cover there, right? There's a lot of hills, a lot of ridge lines. No! Not when it's already occupied. 17 just picked himself up a couple of kills.
Oh,
Nova gets a kill.
Ghost.
It's Ghost that's gone in there.
Damage.
They went into church. Yeah, they're getting absolutely lit up.
And see, Profi is still up. Divine Legit is up as well. They did get a knock on the outside of it, so they're just trying to recoup, get everybody back together. Nova's putting out a lot of fire from over here, just trying to secure, make sure nobody's sneaking up on them. And it's always nice to just go check the different windows, make sure nothing's happening around. But I think that Rift just kind of hauls straight in, slams into one of the walls. He's still driving through the middle of ruins, it looks like, trying to see what he can do with his motorcycle. It is on fire. If it slams into anything else, this could be it. So he has to slam on the brakes. He's like,
get out, get out, get out.
He's managed to make it.
How's he just chilling on it? So casual. The bike's just burning. McCoy's got undercover pie down.
It's cold, right? So maybe it's just kind of keeping them a little bit warm. Surely he's going to end up blowing up that bike himself so that way he doesn't have to deal with it. We do see that Ghost does manage to get all of their squad members back up. Church is a very strong building, depending on the different angles that we see other people take around ruins. If you can manage to keep a lot of clean sight lines, then you can do a lot of damage on it. But I think it's going to come down to Tunican, who's got that Mini 14 that was hanging up around the top of the ruins tower. So you can see that a lot of people actually managed to find some level of home, not having to go into the water as of yet.
Speaking of Tuna, there's two teams either side of Sunken City. And there is the crate coming down. What is in it? What are we going to see in this care package? It's an M24. Nice. And a 15-time scope in there as well. That could be pretty good. It depends whether this water really comes into play. Sadly, since we're not on the mountain, on Everest as you call it, it's not going to be as useful. But there is still big hills in play at the moment on the backside, north side of the river.
A lot of people go back and forth with the 15X. Some people feel it's just got a little bit too much magnification. A lot of people joke about the fact that you can see the pores on people whenever you're trying to shoot them in the head. So they might opt into anybody that goes for that crate. I think, is it Baja Waka that actually managed to secure it over there? Looked like somebody was pushing over towards a crate. I couldn't tell which crate it was that got picked up. But most people tend to opt into at least the 4X or the 8X. 8X seems to be the king rifle that a lot of people really like to put on the sniper rifles. Or the king scope that a lot of people like to put on the sniper rifle. And probably just shooting a wall. You know?
Yeah, just popping a shot off. I'm glad that I'm seeing a pro player doing that, because I've got members of my team that do that themselves. And he's just like, wait, someone took a shot. Shots fired. Who was it? Someone's like, sorry. Sorry. It's like, oh.
That wall was asking for it. You could see it was looking at him really awkward, so Profi just had to make sure, settle it down, say, hey, I've got control over this area. You can see that Nova is still trying to position out. This is going to be a big key factor with these three squads all posted up right near each other. All of them having a pretty substantial amount of points, things considered. So having a little bit of skirmish on the southern side of the circle. Look at this. Envy is just absolutely tearing everybody up. Zampa is getting a full-on squad kill, but now there's a fight that's happening just off to the side of them. And again, we end up with another circle. Still got a little bit of river in it, and still a little bit of ruins, but it's predominantly around the chapel, as it looks like Profi's team's still going to be set up, but still kind of on the edge, with not a lot of buildings still inside this last circle. Or this next
yeah, Ghost on that church. They're going to have just about everybody pushed past them that was south of them towards Rozhok. They were chilling in the hills. Everybody's got to come their way, and that's going to be tricky for them. Nova, also, perfect positioning for them. We saw this in the beach houses, remember, on Sosnovka many rounds ago in the semi-finals. They have themselves finally a decent circle position. MLGB using the coastline, they're pushing up. They were up in the hill. You can see Theros and Biggie pushing up first. Tunican holding the high ground still, giving Overwatch effectively from the hills.
This could be a very interesting push coming out, as now they've broken into two different squads. Looks like they do want to try to figure out if they can get Nova out of this position. Bright is actually holding down this wizard tower, Harry Potter tower, whatever you want to call it. Not a lot of nice sight lines off of it. You can see off in the distance, it looks like he did get a line of sight onto High Pot. So here we go. We can see Cool Breeze actually doing a push up into the ruins, and it's going to be Tunican making use of that Mini 14, getting it down onto this. Ooh. So all of these guys are pushing over from Sunken City. Going to find a lot of trouble as they're trying to push right into a sniper rifle.
Yeah, JB's coming in behind him. That's two different squads. That's two different squads heading straight towards MLGB. Shepard there, but look at JB and co. They're just in the water at the moment. They're about to pop out and find themselves some pretty easy kills, shooting Shepard and Revox, good lord, I can't speak. Revox in the back. So that should work out for him. But are they just focused on Tunican, I wonder, that's up on the hills there?
Looks like JB might have seen what was going on around him. They're really nervous about what could be happening in the fields, as we can see Shepard now getting taken down. Yeah, they seem to be aware of him as they're just unloading onto that squad on the side now.
Yeah, I mean, they just watched it play out, and that's the danger of the water. You've always could be watching. There's always someone in there. Tunican, did he just leap off the side there and get in the water? I don't know how it works out, but either way, he's long gone. Whoa,
And yeah,
Ghost
you can
taking
actually
shots.
make a jump from over there and just jump down into the water, and he's going to use this to reposition back over with his teammates. See a couple of people still playing on the foothills of Everest. It's going to be Zampa and the rest of his team. A lot of people also opting into really positioning up around the bridge locations. Still think that we might see a lot of maneuverability, some options for maybe somebody hopping into a vehicle, but I think we might be at a little bit too late of a stage for that. I think it's at that point where now it's just vehicles or barricades.
MLGB, while they do have a really nice ridge line, they have to be careful because they're so exposed from the other side of the river. And we can see Rob Wiz's team that's just over there at the moment. Harley GG just running just inside the blue. We can see it's already affecting the third person there. That's how close he was. Biggie dropping into the water. Oh, and everybody from Rob Wiz's team hits the deck. And it's swim time.
Yeah, we've got some mermaids off over there. You can see Mini Fridge Jr. and Duck. Long range shot.
A long range shot, yeah.
If he was thinking about it, but we're talking about how important Everest could be for sightlines, and you can see how important that plays off there. Doesn't go for the shot, but could really give you some good knowledge of where everybody is repositioning at.
Define legit, taking out Rookers. That's more kills going Ghost's way. Biggie hoping one of these are going to pop up. Duck literally living to his name and going under. Nova were holding the line there and actually having a look at Ghost. They didn't take a shot though, but they're still very much in this. And of course you can see up in the hills, well, it's Concho because they're going to have to make a move here.
I wonder if MLGB actually repositioned from the ruin spot just over to here so that way they can net all the kills on anybody. You can see that they're making sure to hold down this beachfront. They seem to think that this is where it's going to end at, and they're trying to make sure that they herd all of these people into their line of sight and going out with a grenade. Is it going to actually pop onto Mini Fridge Jr.?
Well, that's pretty good.
Oh,
avoided
just
it though.
barely up to the side.
Just saw Bahawaka going down. That's why Temper Fate losing a player in the play zone. Hiphop and Ashek, they're coming down the river as well. Tumai trying to make a run. Theros, the grenade, lands. Gets himself a double. That's how you deal with them.
Just doing a little bit of redneck fishing there. You just take some grenades, throw some explosives inside the water. Sooner or later, you'll end up hitting something. So everybody's having to push forward, and wow, we just come in instantaneously as we see somebody getting taken down. More and more people being forced into the water. D-Man, this hurts my soul right now.
Yeah, that's Austin. Austin's just picked himself up quite a few kills, actually. I'm trying to see where exactly he was. I didn't catch a glimpse of his position. Nova still sitting very comfortable inside the circle. Everybody kind of got to work their way. Tony V now, the other side of MLGB, taking shots down the river. Grenades continue to rain through. There's another frag grenade picking up a double. That's Reva and Rayon going down. So, oh, and that's a headshot, Tony V. That's how you deal with the mermaids.
Let's see that. Everybody's kind of focused now on the river, seeing who they can get out of it. Tony V's just going to opt into going into the water now as he has to push back over into the circle. So he's going to do a swim across. Still 36 people alive, and a lot of them still on the land. I know we still have some people in the water, but there's a lot of squads still positioned up. You can see that Pride XD getting caught into a fight. So you can see K's coming over there. 100 rounds just throwing out a lot of bullets. Really, really just, I guess he could say that he's thrown out 100 rounds that direction towards them. So here we go. We're coming over here with Dat Coco, doing a quick look around. I think it's going to be a lot of how we see play come out on these next circles. Please move it away from the river. I'm begging you, PUBG.
More grenades.
Oh, yes, and everybody inside the water is going to be inside of trouble. As look at this, Paradox is down. Have a nice little building fortification, but not going to pay off for him.
Elijah has just got about 5 or 6 kills back to back. Did he just kill so many mermaids or what? I don't know what he just did. But he just got himself a stack of kills. I didn't see exactly what was happening. Either way, look at MLGB. They're getting back onto the hills. Nova getting pushed in. From the back, they're not watching. Let's get over towards that complex. We can see they're making landfall, but I want to see what's going on with Nova. Spin that camera around. You can see they were getting pushed from behind. Okay, doesn't look like they're getting too pressured by MLGB. They're going to sit on the outside. I can hear grenades rattling in there, actually. It's going to be the smokes going down. Back on the coastline, it's getting crazy. Robbie Wiz gets a knock onto Soldier Alex. That is all still happening just outside of Nova's reach.
Now
MLGB pushing in. LG pushing in. Look at it. They're just on the right-hand side. If he was to look right, he would see them right there.
There we go. Tamaya's having to do a full-on retreat, jumping back down behind this dossier right now. Dat Coco does have a clean line of sight off, but he is going to get scared off. Bullet's going to come back over in his direction, but he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. Look at this. Dat Coco is just walking into the squad. Tony V is coming up back behind it. 100 rounds is down, though. Tamaya's trying to get some type of line of sight, trying to see if he can get his friends up. He wants to go for that res, but he just can't quite do it.
Yeah, he's going to get wiped, and that's the squad down. 100 rounds, his team working well there. Oh, my word. Look at that beach line. It's still a bloodbath. But MLG have pushed in and taken down Nova, as far as I can see. I think Nerf Me Please is the only man standing.
There's still some members of Nova that are still up, and they're caught into a fight. The circle is pushing in. This is going to be really bad for everybody that's in that general vicinity. They all need to move out of there ASAP.
Yeah, we can see the lot of loot there. Rob Wiz taking shots at that squad that just got all the kills, but it's actually MLGP just getting wiped out there, and Mini Fridge Jr. in the end coming in. Swisher getting himself the double on Duck and Tuna Can. Biggie getting another. So Nova going huge there, getting themselves a stack of kills, and now they're dealing with just about all the fish and everybody that comes out. So Nova putting themselves in a good position, but only one man standing for them, and they are all bleeding out. And Swisher is dead.
We still have Women Respecter still up and alive, hiding down around the corner of the very edge of the circle down there. I keep wanting to say the corner of the circle. We've been casting this a bit too long. You can't have corners on the circle. So Respect Women off over next to that rock. I really like this overhead view. As you can see how everybody's kind of positioned up. Harley GG has been really quiet up over in their little section of the map, trying to figure out how they're going to go through. Corbu finally taking some shots this direction.
Just 9 men standing. There's a lot of decent ridges. Nova! Oh, they're in trouble. Korobo, he's got a clean line shot on them, but now as he peeks over, he's getting tagged up. He takes J all day down, but then has to duck and hide. As I think it was Tony V or Woman Respecter. I didn't see which one it was taking the shots. Tony V pushing down.
25 seconds. You can see that Nova's trying to figure out, can they get this res up? Tony's doing that hard push over towards Korobo. I don't think that they're looking that direction. It seems like they're paying all the attention back down towards Nova.
That Coco peeking across. Tony V, like you say, everybody looking that way. Woman Respecter down, so Nerf Me Please from Nova. Nova continuing to get kill after kill at the moment. It's looking very good for them. But they have this wall position, and everybody, like you say, is pushing down the hill. Now Tony V is looking across. He's got Harley G right ahead of him. He just needs to peek over the ridge, and he'll see them. Nova, they're going for the push for the ridge line.
And this is really bad for Korobo. He's caught between two different squads. Harley GG has already gone down. So it's going to be right now a 3v3, but Nerf Me Please has gone down as well. Tony V's popping up and gets the shots onto Jay all day.
Oh, Nova down!
That's going to be a wipe onto Nova. That is going to be really strong coming out there. You can see Harley GG is still bleeding out. Now it's all onto Korobo.
Well, they know where he is. They know that he's in that little ditch because Nova were pushing up for him. They're just going to come over the top. Should be able to finish him off, and that will be Tony V picking up 7 kills on his own there. That's a big chunk of kills. What's that, 6, 7, 8? 15 kills for Tony V. Hello. We have a new contender in here.
And first place. That's a ton of points right there. That is what? I'm trying to do the quick math in my head. 450 points just off of that round. We're talking about it's like 100 points separating out the guys that are in the middle of the pack. Well, this is a good way to distance yourself out. So
where exactly were they before this? I want to spin down. I'm pretty sure they're quite low because we haven't seen them a great deal. Atlas, by the way, who just got 2nd place. They were 19th, so they were 2nd from bottom there. Nova, by the way, they did very well. They got themselves 11 kills in there and a 3rd place finish as well, so that's looking good for them. I mean, trying to say Rob Wiz's team name, I'm just going to say Rob Wiz's team because it's Madigad Bam Bimu. I said that wrong. WTF, by the way, also in 5th place. They needed a decent finish. It keeps them there. They were in 3rd place at the start of this, so that's not too bad for them. Looking down at the kill feed for anyone else, anyone big that stands out there, not a great deal. There was, what, 7 kills for Ghost, so they continue probably to keep them top place. I still haven't found this team yet.
Well, we can see that Ronan didn't manage to pick up too many kills and got 6th place. Additionally, we can come over and see MLGB.
It's the Miami Flamingos. The Miami Flamingos. They were 10th point, 265 points. It will boost them, like you say, into that top 4. Oh,
and now it's really starting to heat up. We have 1 more round left, D-Man. This is going to get absolutely crazy. I think that we're pretty much in touching range for most of these teams to potentially come in and get some level of qualification coming through. At some point, everybody has really been playing for this. We're at what? I know you and me are at what?
A lot of hours.
16 hours.
When you can't add them up that quick, you know it's a lot.
Yeah, North American teams I know have been playing for about 7 hours. So it's all going to come down to this one last round. Who's going to get those final 4 spots to make it to IEM Oakland? Hope you guys stay tuned because we will be back in just a few minutes.